This is Liz Stephen. She was a gold medalist at the 2003 Junior Olympics in Fairbanks, Alaska. That was her first year as a cross-country skier at Burke Mountain Academy, and she won one race there. Her teammate Ida Sargent won 3. And now Liz is skiing World Cup races, having a few very high finishes, and just going to talk with Liz a little about what happened between then and now. So first, tell me what you remember from Fairbanks and what impression that made on you, other than you got really cold.
Yeah. Well, it was my first year skiing cross country. I had the 10 years prior to that, I had been an alpine ski racer and had never traveled anywhere out of the East for competition, anyways. So to travel to Fairbanks was quite the honor for me. And I'd also tried to make the Junior Olympics for the past 5 years as an alpine racer as well, and was never able to make it. And so to even be at the Junior Olympics was an amazing opportunity for me. But what I remember was, of course, the cold and the Wedgwood, which hopefully you guys will all get to stay at too. But also that we had, I kind of tried to do all the fun events that were available to us. So I went dog sledding. The first night we showed up, the Northern Lights were beautiful, and there was the ice sculptures were there. I mean, so I kind of tried to take in everything I could, and I was blown away by the people in Fairbanks. Just nice and so outgoing, and made me feel like I was at home, which was crazy because it's so different than Vermont.
Do you remember anything about the races?
Oh, yeah, I do. I certainly do. The courses are very hard, and I definitely liked that about them. I remember being on the relay team with Ida, and I just was so psyched. I've always loved the relay events, even in track. I always wanted to do the 4x100, even though I couldn't sprint at all. I just loved the idea of a team doing something together, and I still do. And so to be on the relay team and win that was amazing. But I think before that I did win the skate race, and I just remember being surprised because I'd had a great year and I'd made the team, but I never expected to win a race at JO's. I didn't even really know what it meant. So so I just remember being elated. I mean, I still have pictures from JO's that I framed a few of them, because that moment, that first win at a national competition, I mean, it definitely sticks with you, and you can see it in my eyes in those pictures, just total absorbed into what the sport had brought into my life. So. And
you were a bronze medalist in the sprint.
Yes, which I definitely can't pull off anymore. But yeah, the sprint. Yep. I mean, it was an amazing week. It was basically a dream come true that week. Which you definitely have to remember those weeks, because they don't come all the time.
So it sounds like that was a big motivator, if not in making you a World Cup skier, at least in getting you to continue in the sport and strive for a higher level?
Absolutely. It definitely got me to continue in the sport. I don't think I can remember what the World Cup was at that point. I didn't understand that there was another, huge level that I could potentially have an opportunity to try and make someday. And I watched the Olympics as a kid, but I was never a kid that dreamed about the next big thing until I got older, I think. I was just so in the moment, and JO's, that was so fun, yay! And it was really fun, and I still am like that. I still love being here, and I love the travel and so much about the sport, but now, of course, it's become a little more, there's goals involved, and in order to make these goals, you need to take the right steps. But at that point, it was certainly just all about, wow, this is cool.
Was there any point since then, where along the way did it occur to you that this might be what you wanted to do for a while?
Yeah, I think when I won my first race at Nationals, when I tied with Keegan Randall, and I dropped my ski on her head on the top step of the podium, I think that was the moment when I was like, wow, maybe I should try and, really pursue this, because Keegan's pretty good, and I seem to have had something's working here. It's my third year skiing, and or second year, I don't even remember when that was, but and I've already won a medal here. This is amazing. So I think that was probably the moment. Then I was like, well, I guess I'll try a little harder.
And there's a ton of hard work involved. It is a job in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of pleasure. So how do you keep the two in perspective?
It's a tricky question, but for me it comes pretty easily, I think. Certainly you're going to have ups and downs in your career, and no matter what anyone says, everybody has downs. And you'll go through them, and it's all how you handle them. I actually think that Sylvan Ellefson is an amazing example of someone who, even when he's sick and he can't race these World Cups that he's worked so hard to even make, and then has a chance of doing really well in them and then gets sick, it's a real blow to your, you work so hard. And it is just a cold, but you can't race. And, I mean, he has one right now. And I sat out the last race because I was feeling pretty bad, and it's so easy to let your mind take over and make it such a big deal. I was sitting out of a World Cup race, it could have been such a good one for me. But Sylvan is always so happy. He's always so like, I'll just get rid of the cold. It's, no big deal. Yeah, I wish I was racing, whatever, but looking to the next one, he's always so upbeat and positive, and let's just get better and smile. And so I was actually just spending some time with him yesterday, just trying to get my mood up, because I feel like I'm a pretty happy person, but I have all these goals and I want to do so well and all this stuff, and so it's easy to get your mind dragged down by, little setbacks, and you just really have to keep looking at the big picture. I mean, if you look back from JOs 10 years ago, a cold, I don't remember all the colds that happened in between then, but when the cold is actually happening at the time, you think it's the end of the world, and it's not. So I guess the best way to keep it in perspective is to look at the big picture, because if you want to invest and win a World Cup medal or an Olympic medal someday, it is going to take 10 or 20 years, and that's a lot of colds in between now and then. So remember, I think live the ups and really enjoy them, and realize how special they are, and then when the downs come, you can say, yeah, but the ups are so good, this is worth it,
All right. Do you have many interactions with J2 age kids, and do you have any advice for her? What do you say to them when you talk to a J2 girl and she asks you something about, how did you do it, or do you like the World Cup, or what do you do? Yeah,
I think like a lot of my teammates would say, I think having fun, especially at that age, but even now for us, having fun is so important, because there's so much hard work between now and then and each day that you have to put in, and if you're not having fun with it, it is not worth it. Like right now, if you're not having fun, it's not going to get more fun. So walk away, because the work gets harder, and it gets more rewarding for sure, but it needs to be fun. That's hands down the most important thing, and that's what I would tell anyone I talk to, for sure.
All right. Well, Liz, thank you very much. I hope you get another chance to start in the front row of the World Cup.
Me too.
And best of luck the rest of the season at the World Championships, and as far as you take it.
Thank you very much, John.